a world without brackets or tiles. One man had a vision. We need tiles and we need brackets. If we bring them together, we will unite the door and the floor. Welcome to the Three Nerd Migos. I am Jamie.
I am Michael.
And I am Chris.
And today we have a special guest. And his name is
Batman.
Welcome to the Three Nerd Migos. Yeah, we've got a special guest on this episode. His name is Ryan and he likes Batman. At least that's what I'm told.
Yes.
Are you also Batman, Ryan?
Sorry?
Are you also Batman in your spare time?
We're just saying, have you seen Batman and Ryan in the same room at the same time?
Actually, you know
I
what?
can't say I have.
I don't think I have.
I can't say... You know what? Good point. I can't say I have.
Oh, God, it's been great.
So I can't say yes or no to the fact that he may or may not be Batman. I don't know.
I plead the fifth. I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't answer that. I don't have the money, if that helps. But...
Unless Batman's changing his image, or Paul Bruce Wayne.
Okay, I can go with that.
Yeah.
I can go with that.
Just to throw people off.
Just to throw people off, you know.
Because, homeless man walking down the street and then whoosh, off comes a jacket. And
Yeah.
that could work.
That could work, actually.
Yeah. Paul Batman.
Because, I mean, it makes a lot more sense than current Batman. Billionaire with all this fancy tech. There's only a few places that could build that kind of crap.
That's right.
To be honest, I mean...
Well, before we go too heavily into Batman, which is what this episode's going to be about, me and Michael were watching Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom the other week.
Awesome movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm still wondering if Chris still thinks it's awesome, because I went back and listened to some of the old podcasts and it's like, this movie is amazing. I'm still wondering, do you still feel the way about that movie?
About Fallen Kingdom?
Yeah.
I literally don't remember that movie that well. Let me
So
try
that's
to
the
think.
midpoint. Now then,
So,
because, yeah.
I remember saying it was a very reasonable movie. It had a very
Right, you loved
copy theme about the dinosaur.
Yeah.
I will say this. I absolutely loved the bit where the dinosaur was playing dead.
Yeah.
That was fantastic because that guy was an asshole. So you're like,
you're
gonna get it.
He did not die well.
Yeah, but that's good. The one thing that was a touch silly.
The lava thing.
Oh no, the lava thing is as well. Basically, everyone on that planet on that island would have died because the volcanic ash would have killed them immediately. The heat from a volcano. I mean, if you see Pompeii, that's what happens when you're near a volcano. You just die instantly. There's no running away from a volcano. It's the ash moves at such incredible speeds that you would basically... Anyway, besides all of that.
Okay.
The one thing I thought was silly, so they're building a $1 billion attack, basically, Velociraptor. You need to be able to point the laser pointer onto that human. At that point, you could just also squeeze the trigger.
And kill them.
That's actually quite true.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very fancy way to kill a man.
I think everyone would still want that, to being able to have the choice to
Well, true, because...
bullet or dinosaur.
Yeah. But essentially, let's say it's an assassination.
dinosaur
Let's say it's an assassination. Oh, this man was assassinated by a dinosaur. Who are the 3 people in the world that own that dinosaur? But again, you shoot us with a gun. Well, anyone could have fired that gun.
Yeah.
So
also, I will say, Chris, on that note, though, bullets are traceable, whereas claw marks are not.
But dinosaur death was...
Pretty sure you can tell if someone's been mauled by a dinosaur.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Yeah, that's true, but they're mauled by a dinosaur, though. They're not going to go, there's a bullet. Pull the bullet out and do forensics on the bullet.
See,
just pull out the dinosaur tooth.
Exactly.
I mean, so they have dinosaur DNA all through that thing because they were,
Yeah.
with claws.
Anyway, our point is, what we're going to get at is, way back when we were kids, we watch a movie and you don't think much about it.
Yep.
Yeah. Now we're in a world where we analyse
everything. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Opening scene.
Yep.
You got the guys in the submersible.
Yep.
And they go down to get a piece of the
Indominus Rex.
Yes.
And then they go, we got it, and they get it. And then the mosasaur goes, honk, and swallows them whole.
Yes.
Swallows the thing whole,
Yep.
Now me and Michael thinking about
what kind of death are they going to die?
That's the most
inside the stomach.
horrible death.
They're not actually getting eaten by
because they're not getting
teeth.
eaten yet.
They're going to be going
They're
down
in the bubble of glass.
So I think it'd be a fairly quick death, and here's my explanation: the stomach acids would actually erode fairly quickly.
Yeah,
I would imagine they would be aware of that happening, so it'd be a very it'd go down the stomach, it'd hit the acid, it'd start melting on quickly, and so you'd have probably about probably a minute to about 3 minutes of watching this ship disintegrate around you. So that's not a good death. No.
And then here's the other thing: the guy, someone gets eaten shortly after.
Yeah.
He narrowly escapes the T-Rex. Mm-hmm. He goes, ha 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 ha, and then Moses will
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would those people still be alive to watch that guy get digested?
Because think about it though.
That's a very good question.
Stomach acid though, Chris. Stomach acid, I don't think would be that aggressive.
It depends on
it
depends on the size
minutes.
of the scale of what you. I mean, essentially,
It's a
when
submersible.
we eat something, our stomach actually starts burning it away fairly quickly.
Yeah.
But that's But then when we're talking about a dinosaur that's probably 20 to 30 times our own size.
Yeah.
And so you would imagine that the acid
How long
itself
would it
is
take?
probably a bit stronger than
And
say.
they also have
Yeah.
their throats lined with teeth sort of things as well, like to really grind things down.
I mean, if you get eaten by a boa constrictor, apparently it's suffocation that kills you, not so much the acid itself.
Yeah.
For a lot of those African animals that when it goes like
Yeah.
and it just sits there for months digesting it. I think you die of suffocation, not so much actually be eating.
Yeah.
Part.
Right.
But they're inside a submersible though.
Yeah, so it has oxygen. So
they would
essentially,
be watching
they
themselves.
in theory probably could last a while, depending on how quickly the animal digests it to its stomach.
Yeah, because the other thing we had is you could probably try and irritate the stomach to make them throw you back up.
Yeah.
That's a very if it's
Using the claws to press on the linings and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean,
And they'll probably be more motivated once this guy comes in and goes
Clawing on the window.
Okay, so let me be very clear. The guy dies instantly. He would hit that acid in the stomach and then he'd be gone.
Yeah.
Let's be very clear. That dude is dead.
and they would have seen everything.
Yeah, the guy's in submersible. It depends. So I don't know enough on the specs on the submersible, but in theory, if it's inside the stomach and then the creature takes on enough water, could they then still navigate around a bit?
That's true. Because it also, depending on the actual stomach area, how long will it take the acid to get to the submersible as well? So you're right.
Yeah,
if it takes in enough water,
could they just
might get a kick
swim on out?
You never know.
I love theories like this.
It's a very interesting one because I can't.
Because the writers were thinking about it, they're going, how cool would this be?
What was my joke, Jamie? That they start camping there and then build a society within the stomach of the beast.
So they slowly get out of the submersible and in to get a tolerance to stomach acid.
Yeah. So that would,
Evolution. What do they say? Life finds a way.
That would make more sense if it was a male and female. But how do two dudes start a society? How do two dudes start a society? From just a biological standpoint, not so much anything else. Just
What do they say? They're half frog.
Also one just like wake up with, hey Mark, do you have boobs now?
What these are?
It took you that long to notice?
Yeah. And the next day he wakes up and it's like Kate Beckinsale's like, what the fuck happened, Mark? Like, yeah, life finds a way. It's like, fair enough.
Why are you looking at me like
no, even better. It's all in the other guy's head.
Yeah, it's all in his head.
Then he does start to grow the boobs. We send Michael Bolton in with some nice Barry White, even Barry White with the music, and civilization begins.
And then the big Mammosaur's like, this is base coming
because that's how things work.
That is exactly how things
In theory, they probably died almost immediately.
You can make anything plausible.
Definitely.
On that note too, I think the submersible passing through the esophagus would probably crush it down.
True, yeah.
And at least that and even that in itself would
spoiling
not
our
be a
fun,
good
Mark.
way. I'm not spoiling it.
I mean, but if I was inside that thing, I'd try to take it with me. So I try to have the sharpest objects pointing outwards. I'm gonna take you with me.
Yeah.
I'll try to do the complete Jesus spread with the mechanical arms going. I'm gonna try to cut as many things as possible on the way down.
Yeah. Ooh, that looks important.
Exactly. So yes, it did eat me, but I mean, I have another question though on that dinosaur thing. How long or how much damage would that thing do to the ecosystem of the world?
Oh, quite a lot.
That's a giant. That is a no whales. Whales are just
whales.
Whales are gone.
Unless they find a way for it to go down and eat the giant squid things.
It would eat those two, but
they're also
they just hang out down the bottom ocean.
But what happens when they're gone?
They'll then start to eat other things.
But essentially, again, there's only one of it, so I can't breed.
Exactly.
So
Well.
And we don't even know how long that thing lives. I mean, maybe it's got got 3 more leaves of life, and it's like, I don't want to eat myself a whale. My one wish is to eat a whale, so I'm going to go now on my bucket list.
I'm going to go now on my bucket list.
For some reason, he's becoming more Cajun. Becoming a little bit more. Yeah. We're from New Orleans, baby, New Orleans. I'm going to. Sorry. Anyway, that's what in my head. That's what he sounds like.
Yeah. He's from New Orleans.
I'm not going to be able to watch that movie without that voice in my head. Now, I tell you that.
Down the Mississippi.
Chris needs to do audio commentary.
Yes, and
But then again, you talk about going back to that. You can't breed. There's only one of them. Evolution. What? Life finds a way. What if? Isn't that?
Well,
what if
they actually touched on that in some of the other movies. In that the process they used to make the dinosaurs, they used frog DNA,
which changed sex.
which has changed sex.
Yeah.
Which means because they were finding some of the male dinosaurs were laying eggs.
Exactly.
So who's to say this big ocean thing
wouldn't
lay some giant ass eggs in the bottom of the thing that'll then just go off and
especially if they use it.
How would they be fertilized though? Because you could change
they fertilize themselves
within themselves, and then she.
Oh, so
it's kind of like a turtle.
So it's a hermaphroditic dinosaur.
Yeah,
hermaphroditic.
Well,
most all the dinosaurs.
I know there's animals that do that. Or
There
there's
is
plants
frogs,
or something.
seahorses.
But I don't think they ever fertilize their own eggs. They still need another one of itself to fertilize. Welcome to Nature Documentary.
Yes.
I'm David Attenborough.
The Three Nerd Migos,
That's
sponsored by
David Attenborough I'd
Cyro.
like to see.
Yeah.
The giant dinosaur is self-masturbating.
But there's life finds a way.
But
It's
I mean,
the theme of Jurassic Park.
Could.
Ian Malcolm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chaos theory.
It's a fairly large creature. The only thing in roughly the same size would be, say,
A megalodon.
Nothing.
one of those octopus squid things.
A
Could
giant
it
squid.
mate with the squid?
Who's to say it couldn't?
No.
As long as it goes, hey,
Hey,
hold
baby.
me.
Or it's still got the Barry White playing from the two.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Michael Bolton's still
you
in
have
there.
some sort of crocodile/squid creature. So a crocodile with
that would be fun.
10 arms and just like me.
I'd love to see that.
So basically, Cthulhu. Cthulhu.
What?
So this
Mind
is now turning Lovecraftian. Obviously.
Yeah, the bird of Cthulhu, yeah.
We're going back
We're
around
going
in
from
circles.
Jurassic
Gone-
Park
yeah.
to becoming Lovecraftian,
Wow.
as you do.
I'm not seeing a problem here.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, what
Yeah.
problem?
And then, so that's like a giant crocodile thing with just, bye Earth.
And
like,
the
much.
next thing you know, Jason Momoa's on top of it.
Well,
riding it into
Jason
battle.
Momoa's on.
Because he's
That's it.
Aquaman.
We're going to have a
He's Aquaman.
crossover now.
Yeah,
No,
DC.
no.
Can DC
Yeah,
crossover?
it's
Jason
not more
Momoa.
so crossover
Aquaman.
than evolving into each other.
Well, look, I can already see DC's money signs going through the lights after hearing this podcast with that
Yeah.
suggestion.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Don't be concerned if you get a phone call from Dan
We'll
Didio or
buy your
something
idea.
saying, "Hey, you're now on board." You never know.
I wouldn't say no.
No.
Oh, man.
So,
Interesting.
let's
Interesting.
talk about something else.
Batman?
Not Batman.
That was a good segue.
Oh, okay.
Yes, very smooth.
Segue.
I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yes.
Ah.
I'm enjoying that
You're
game.
the only one that...
I'm the
That's
only
played it. Yeah.
So,
I've played
here's
it.
something that I will have to. I'm a man of full disclosure. I paid the $14 extra to get the 50% permanent XP boost.
Ah, Chris.
And the
Cheeto.
reason why I did this
You succumbed to the loot box.
because I died a whole bunch at the beginning of the game.
That's fun.
Like, because essentially there was like enemies that were one level higher than me, and I would go to assassinate them, and they would catch my arm and be like, no, and then just kill me immediately. I'd be like, going, okay, right. And then when you go to that game, I mean, it was a fantastic game. It was a wonderful game. You look, here's the reviewers will talk about how great it is, and here's the reviewers saying how grindy it is, and you can see which one purchased the XP boosts.
Yeah.
Because so the first say 5 hours without the extra boost, I was like, oh my god, this game is such a grind. I had to kill like a bazillion things to get like one level to level 2. I'd like do so much. I was going, this is not fun. I bought the experience and now I'm like, just going, yeah. So clearly,
They've done that on purpose.
And the horrible thing is, I don't even think it's an XP boost. I think they just brought it back to what it would be normally as if you were playing a normal RPG.
Yeah.
They've just scaled it back, saying, "Oh, if you want that, just go a little bit extra."
Yeah, classic Ubisoft.
Yeah.
I hate them, but then I
you
did
love
it because, like, I woke up this morning and then jumped in bed and then turned it on and played the video game. I was like, yeah. I haven't done that in a while for a game. The last game I did really got into, apart from God of War and a few things I enjoyed, the last game that I was like this enjoyed playing was like The Witcher 3. Well, like, I would, I remember like playing The Witcher 3 one night and then being like, it's 2 a.m. I probably should go to bed. Probably, you know. I'm very similar to like sort of Witcher 3.
For me, that's Spider-Man. The last Spider-Man, I finished it twice, 100% completed on both.
that was me for God of War.
God of
the
War
same thing.
fantastic.
I was up and my wife would be like, it's 3 a.m. It's time to go to bed, and I'd be like, no, it's not. It's 10. And because for me, God of War, not to get too far off track, was my thing. That was my game, aside from Batman.
Incredible game.
And when this came out, it was everything I wanted and more. So
look,
I know that feeling.
Yeah. So look, has Ubisoft done something completely evil? Absolutely.
But they've established themselves as evil, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, long ago they've established themselves as evil. So essentially, like, we can't say, "Well, we didn't see this coming." We saw this coming. We saw this. As soon as they said they were switching to an RPG format, you're like going, "Oh, you're doing it for evil, aren't you? Not for good." Like Origins was their first one that said, "Oh, we're doing RPG systems now." And you're like going, "You're doing this for a reason, aren't you, Ubisoft?" And now we see the reason.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's evil, but it is what it is. It's a damn fine game, so it's like going, "Oh, why does this have to be so good? Why does it have to be so good and yet so evil?"
Smart people.
Oh, absolutely.
Smart business people.
Smart business people. I like, is like there's so many people complaining about the microtransactions. Is it going to affect them anyway? Probably not.
Yeah.
Because it's a fine game. That's the damn problem with it.
But that's the thing, though. But that's the original point, though, is that you pay money for the game, not to pay money for the game and then have to pay extra things for.
Well, I mean,
actually progress in the game.
Because I got the game for like $70 on a deal or something. So overall, this
70
game
is still a lot for
so 70 games overall. So this game eventually has now cost me like what, 85 or dollars. Which is still, I mean, that's for me buying it from JB Hi-Fi. If I bought it from EB Games, I paid $99 because who buys
games from EB now? They just had $20 on
But
it.
they match price though.
Do they?
Oh, do you?
Yeah, they do. That's
so then, what's the point of their? I don't
Because again, they're taking a leaf from Ubisoft's book.
Yeah, because people that don't know about the trade, like for
They
a
don't
mum going in
advertise
to
it.
buy their son or their kid a game, they go, "Oh, just $100." Yeah, okay, whoa, okay,
Yeah.
all right, and then they'll just pay it.
That just
They
seems
don't know
evil.
about because I always.
But
do
is that a
trade-ins
bad thing
and,
for making money?
Well,
Yeah.
They're obviously in business.
oh look, they're in business. No one's
But that's the same kind of thing with developers releasing DLC. You pay, like you said, you pay the money for the game.
Yeah.
Like with Jamie was saying, Spider-Man DLC is coming out soon. You're going to buy it, aren't you?
Oh, hell yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'll pay the $15, $20
go
to get
back,
the DLC.
Go back 10 years. When you paid the game, you got the game. That was it. If there was a
install-
sequel, you got it.
Expansions were a big deal back
Expansions were a big deal back in the day.
Separate.
But an expansion game was so massive.
Oh,
that
yeah.
it's like going, "Oh, do you even want to play the original?"
Like StarCraft.
The expansions.
The 3 expansions you got. But it was a new game every time.
Yeah.
Even the Horizon Zero Dawn expansion was massive.
Yeah.
See, that was an expansion done right. I think that was a very good expansion. Because like going, you like hard stuff? Here you go.
So you think you're tough? You think you're pretty tough?
You take on the Thunderjaw?
You think your
Thunderjaw.
like you think your character's pretty badass? Well, then fight this. One thing actually that still irks me is that there are some games that I believe all games should have at least a single story play game.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
definitely.
old school that way. would have liked to see a God of War arena combat so you can fight other people's God of War, other people's Kratoses.
An army of
yes.
Kratoses.
Yeah,
Kratos.
Just go online one-on-one someone with see which Kratos stands taller, which version.
You know what? I'm not an online gamer, but even that's got me.
Exactly.
That's got
that
me
would be
because I know
pretty
my
cool,
Kratos could kick half
A
of the
Kratos.
ass.
Yeah, it's a Kratos. It's like
But
a Kratos.
I want that as well as
Bored.
the amazing God of Game.
No,
God of
you
War
got the
game
game,
we've
but then if you want to then just something small to say, hey, if you want to go online and find other people's Kratos and see which version's better, go nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
I'd do that.
I'd do that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. You know.
So, we're going to get into Batman?
Let's get into Batman. So, I think that most...
Batman.
So, Batman.
Yes.
He's everyone's most loved, overhyped character, and he's a bit overrated, in my opinion.
Ooh,
Is that because he's been around for so long?
Yeah.
And you think he should have died out like the Phantom?
The Phantom.
Okay.
I still
Billy
love Phantom.
Zane.
That was actually a fine film.
It was a good
came
film.
I haven't
before.
seen it recently, so I'm
I've
not
got it.
sure how good it is.
You know what?
In my mind, it's a fine film.
It holds up. I saw
It's
it probably
debatable.
a couple
We
of
can watch
months
it
ago.
after this if you want.
Okay.
Sounds good.
The stunt doubles don't look like the stunt doubles. It's hilarious.
Oh, that's just the times. But what's the story like? Is it a decent story?
I think it's a reasonable story. Yeah.
It's a traditional bad guy, good guy, not much more involved than that. There's a girl. You know, the original, back when superhero stories were so simple like that,
Yeah.
there's a bad guy. He might not have powers. He might not want to destroy the Earth like Thanos or cut it in half, but he's bad and he wants to take down Phantom, and Phantom wants to save what he can and get the girl.
Yeah.
Like most 90s.
See,
were.
the thing I like about the Phantom is now we're talking about the Phantom. Is
And that's how forgettable Batman is.
story those guns. I like that everyone thinks he's immortal,
Yeah, but it's just the one.
but
this
it's
is just
one
the family.
generation after.
It is, yeah, like
You know?
kind of like Black Panther.
But I think that's
Yeah,
really
true.
stressful for the Phantom.
And why does he only ever have one kid?
Well, no, I think that the stressful thing about the Phantom is like, what if he's just not attractive, and then can't get that like the stress to get the next one along. It's like, oh crap, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a stressful proposition. I mean,
Are you saying he has a kid and it's Danny DeVito?
I mean,
Alcohol.
okay, Phantom scenario.
Yeah.
Let's say this Phantom, we'll call him Timothy.
Yes.
Timothy goes out into the world and there's an amazing Phantom and finds the love of his life. We'll call her Clara, and they fall in love, and it's an amazing romance. And then the doctor tells him, "Sorry, Clara, you can't have children." What does he do?
He gets rid of her and gets someone where he can have a child.
Oh,
Family responsibility.
That's
He needs a heritage kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, that's
Or they could adopt.
Or he becomes a
could
Mormon.
Oh yeah, they could adopt.
He
Yeah.
becomes a Mormon.
I kind of jumped.
Mormon.
There we go. You can have a second one.
So
Up to three,
we're saying
yeah.
that he's going to get a second wife, and then what happens if she can't have a child?
Well, I think there's certain circumstances.
Well, then
where,
he's not very good at choosing women.
There's certain circumstances where
When you go on a date, Michael, you go, "Can you have children? Can I please see some X-rays?
there's a kind of responsibility, I
I'm
guess.
going to see some doctor's report." Look, I know it's a comic, but I mean, the whole point is at one point in the generations of 100 generations of Phantoms, this would have happened.
It could. But I
Actually-
think that's where the responsibility of the lineage of the Phantom to carry on.
That would actually, I reckon, an amazing story arc for the Phantom, for maybe a spin-off comic or just a one-off graphic novel, would be to have this Phantom who is amazing Phantom, incredible at being a Phantom, like the Luke Skywalker of all Phantoms. Right?
Yep.
However, he is sterile. And he can't pass on what he knows.
So he
What
trains
does he do?
other
So
phantoms.
he
He
has
creates
the,
new phantoms.
but that's
I
his
like
dilemma.
that. Yeah, I like
That could be the
that.
story.
The phantom.
Phantom.
But then again, does
Fantastic.
it have to be something where it needs to be...
Blood?
He needs to pass it on through his body,
Yeah,
or can he adopt, the Robin scenario
Yeah.
with Batman? Because,
We all know how that won't work out.
you know what?
Oh yeah, look. I would imagine when the Phantom has a kid, he doesn't just have one.
You wouldn't think so.
He had some
You gotta have a
backups.
fail safe.
Exactly. You gotta have at least 3 or 4.
The fail safe.
Yeah.
Okay,
What if the
fail-safe?
first one decides to go evil? You know, you want
Yeah.
you
That
want to
would
have
be
a
another one.
backup.
Fight.
There's a story.
Oh, even
Yeah,
more so.
exactly.
What happens if the first one goes into corporate law, and then like it's just like he's just like they made him a Christian. So what did you, Jonathan? Well, I organised the merger and acquisition of a large tech firm the other day. And, we were out on the Fortune 500. What did you do? Some poachers trying to kill an elephant, and I really beat them up hard. Oh, so we're all winning in life. Yeah, excellent.
I'm really sensing a new Phantom movie. TV series
How
coming
long
out.
until like the rights to operate?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
And it's
wouldn't
like, oh,
Phantom be public?
it's like, oh, this is
might be,
my
I don't
supermodel Swedish wife. How he's like, oh, I'm sure.
And these are my 3 genetically perfect children.
It's like going, oh well, thanks for having me over. I'm gonna go back to my island and garden.
I'm gonna go
It's like,
punch some tigers.
And then the brother would be like, going, you're doing a real good thing for the family. I really appreciate it. And then like when he leaves and he turns to his wife's and he's like, ooh. Yeah, and she's like, what's happened there? It's like, he's like, don't worry about it, just, family business.
I really feel either a sitcom or a Netflix gritty phantom drama written by Chris. You can have an Iron Fist crossover or something. I don't know, but I'm really call Netflix now. Damn it.
Essentially, this story would be weird because it's a phantom movie about his older brother who's in corporate law.
Who's not Phantom?
I see.
Not
Who isn't
Phantom.
Phantom?
It could be like
And then he sees the Phantom on like the holidays, so like Christmas,
So basically,
like his birthday, Thanksgiving.
so basically it's the Gotham TV series.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, essentially each.
Oh, because Batman's not in it, but it's everyone but Batman.
No. But
no,
each
you're right.
each
Actually, that's-
episode
yes.
would just be a different holiday event. Mother's Day, Father's Day, like.
Hey, Billy. So
Yeah.
how's the
And then you watch, and you watch as this guy's life gets even more great, and then you watch like the Phantom's life just stay the same as being the Phantom.
Wow. How do you not work for Netflix or a network or something, man? Seriously.
No,
Wow.
but you know what though? On a serious note, on that idea, so you do that gritty drama,
Yeah.
right? But then at the end, you have a moment where that guy, the Phantom brother dies in a way
He has
where
to
the
take
brother
the-
has to be like, oh, and is challenged within
And he
himself.
sees.
Ah, yeah,
He
there you go.
sees-
There you go.
He sees
Like,
what his
on
brother
a
been
more
doing the
serious
whole time.
note,
Yes.
Okay,
So, like, he
yeah.
has to leave all his riches and everything behind to
I'm
avenge
really
his
not
brother.
recording
To-
this right
to-
now. That's brilliant because that's not so much a redemption
To get his
story,
brother's
but an
riches.
appreciation
That's
of
right.
what his brother's
Yeah.
done, and now he
And now he
And then he
has to
finds,
don
like-
the Phantom
and you
mask.
see him
then, yeah.
throw the law degree in the bin, and you see that bin with the law degree
But
out.
there's
You
the
see him
journey
put on
of him
a
getting
But the,
purple
good,
band.
the cool thing is, unlike the normal Phantom who has a horse and 2 pistols, he's a millionaire
He'll have, like,
or a
yeah.
billionaire, so he builds himself a tech suit and becomes Batman. Brought it back full circle.
Segue.
All right.
All right, Batman.
Batman.
I think I'm spent. Seriously, man. Like, and Billy Zane has to play him.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Without a question.
Billy Zane would have made
Without
a
a question.
He would have.
If
He's
this
got the.
if this thing gets made, it has to be the same continuation of from that same story arc from,
definitely.
from Billy
Yeah,
Zane's
yeah,
Phantom.
Billy Zane, yeah.
100%.
Man, I feel like
The
watching the Phantom now.
All right, let me hit you with some Batman trivia and tell me if you knew this.
Is it-
Not the quizzing yet.
No.
We're going to do a
No.
little game show competition, but I want to hit you with some trivia that is not that known. The original concept came from 3 sources.
Mm-hmm.
Leonardo da Vinci's sketch of a man trying to fly with bat wings.
Ah.
Yeah.
A 1930s movie titled The Bat Whisperer.
Ooh.
Didn't know that one.
And the Masked Heroes Zorro and the Shadow.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
So they're the sources.
So, the Bat Whisperer.
I don't know what the
He
movie's
whispers to Bat.
That's one I haven't heard. I heard of the
about. It's
Da
like
Vinci's Batman,
it's 1930s.
and I did hear the Zorro and Shadow theory,
Yep.
but I've never heard about the Bat Whisperer.
Is it
Bat
like
Whisperer.
a romantic movie about a guy who talks to bats and tries to like
Or is
rehabilitate?
it? Is it?
You know that
Caesar?
movie, The Horse Whisperer?
Yeah.
It's probably just that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Or
That's
what
what I'm
about what about Caesar the Dog Whisperer? Was it something to do with that?
I don't
It's like, he goes to his house, I hate you having some problem with your bat. Yeah, he's always hanging upside down from my roof. Yep, that's a bat.
That's a bat. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
That whisperer.
Yeah,
Cue eggs of you.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's a bat whisperer.
She did what? You don't say.
That could work because
But he's just
like
really
no,
nuts.
no,
Like,
they did
But this is the
informants.
1930s.
They'd be informants.
This is the 1930s. So you see this guy talking to this bat that's hanging upside down his arm. And he's going, okay. So something that I could. And he's like, so information's just available on some sort of network? What do you mean? You're going to call it the internet? Oh, you're an idiot. I'm not going to invest in a dumb idea, you stupid bat. This is not going to work.
this is just like your Apple idea of investing in Apple.
Like, I'm not going to invest in your what technology. What do you bat? This is why no one listens to bats. You're all a bunch of idiots.
So it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Right.
The bat
No,
was
I swear Netflix
it's not a
recorded.
comedy. It's done serious.
Oh, so
Oh wow. Okay.
No,
so it's not about a bat who secretly gives the person the idea for a computer. No.
no.
Or a bat that just flies down and lands on people's shoulders and whispers little Chinese whispers. Purple monkey.
Oh, so
dishwasher.
he's literally a
No,
bat.
Yeah.
No. He lands on his shoulders and just gives people self-doubt. Lands on his shoulders and like, you're not gonna get the job. Lands on his girl's shoulders like going, I think you put on weight.
The bat of discouragement.
Yeah.
Mild discouragement.
Goes around Manhattan, demoralizing people.
Oh,
That's amazing.
wow.
Oh.
Okay. Did you know Batman could have been a Yellow Lantern?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
What?
I think
What do
he
you mean?
was
Yellow.
in.
Within the Green Lantern universe, how you've got your 8 different
Yeah.
colours.
But I'm pretty sure in the
Sinestro,
war.
he become a white.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He
yeah.
was. He was. Scarecrow originally had the yellow power ring in
Really?
Blackest
Yeah.
Night.
Wow.
Blackest Night, that's the one, yeah.
And Batman defeated him and actually made Scarecrow fear for the first time in his life. And the ring flew off Scarecrow's hand and went on to Batman.
Because Batman is about
Power
fear, so I can
Because he's-
understand
Batman's all
why that
about
would work.
fear.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yes, in Blackest Night, I believe
That's
that was.
awesome.
So-
I'm gonna Google that.
Yeah, Blackest Night. Check it out. It's
And I
an
believe
amazing story.
It
Blackest
was
Night.
Jim Lee's art was fantastic. If you want to see a scary Batman, like,
Yeah.
seriously, check that out.
Yeah. Blackest Night.
Yeah, Blackest Night.
Absolutely.
And then Brightest Day is straight after that.
Oh, is it the?
It's 2 series.
There was one where he was white as well.
Yeah, that's
I think
Brightest Day.
that's one. Yeah, Brightest Day. Yeah.
Gotham City got its name from the phone book.
Oh.
Batman writer Bill Finger said he came up with the name by opening up a phone book randomly and putting his fingers on Gotham Jewelers.
Did they then sue him for
Or James Mowing. Imagine
Jim-
if Gotham
They probably didn't even think about it back then in the 30s.
Oh, back
No.
then they wouldn't have thought about it.
They would have been like, ooh!
They'd be like,
ooh."
"So, man, what is this? What are we, communists?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact for you.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck is the only actor ever to wear both the Batman suit and the Superman suit in 2 different films.
In Hollywoodland.
Ah.
But yeah, he played not Christopher Reeve, the first Superman from the original television show in
Yep.
Hollywoodland, which is a
Yeah.
great movie.
So
Great movie.
did the 067 say he's the first people to wear both suits and then do it poorly? Is that like is there? Is
Yeah, but he didn't do it. No, it doesn't say anywhere about Chris's one-sided opinion.
And I don't believe Daredevil was mentioned in there either. So we
Yeah. Well, he's the best Daredevil available
No,
around.
look, I liked Ben Affleck as Batman.
Yeah, me
maintain
too.
it. The problem is the writing seemed a bit off, and there's too much in that.
I would
movie.
love to
He
see-
is a good Batman.
I would love to see a Batman movie with Ben Affleck as Batman directed by Ben
By
Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Yes.
But that'd be.
That
He,
would
he-
be-
he was
Batman
he was
movie.
going to direct the new one.
He was, but then Matt
it was going to be
first-
Arkham,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and it was going to have multiple villains, and it had
Clayface?
Chris's favorite actor, well, the D&D dude,
Joe Mangalo.
Joe Mangalo as
Oh, Joe
Slade
Mangler,
Wilson.
yeah.
Slade Wilson. Okay. Oh yeah, there was. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Yeah.
I think they've.
But
I
that's
think they've all
probably-
moved
That,
on.
that's
yeah.
kind because they kind of alluded to that at the end of Justice League with the
Yeah.
whole Lex Luthor
Yeah.
Deathstroke thing.
Yeah.
All right, tell us more about Batman facts.
Yeah. But it's on hold.
Yeah. Last fun fact: the fans killed Robin, aka
Yes, they did.
Jason Todd.
There was if you guys, I don't know if you guys were aware, but in the issue of Death in the Family, which was where the Joker killed Jason Todd, there was a phone poll at the end of the issue where you could vote to kill him or to keep him alive. And,
Wow.
and I can't remember the percentage, but the fans
Yeah.
chose for him to die.
Fans
I got
are
the
brutal.
percentage.
What's the percentage?
Yeah.
Okay, for him being killed was 5,343. for him to live was 5,271.
Wasn't much in it.
It wasn't much.
Yeah, it was. I think it's the one and only time.
But
in recent
I
history.
wonder what the result would have been today.
Well, that's
because essentially back then it might have been harder to phone in. Now it would just be a nappy. You'd just be going there.
I don't know if
live,
that
live, die.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I don't know about that because as I've mentioned before, one of my favorite Batman stories is Under the Red Hood, which is where Jason Todd returns as the Red Hood to confront Batman, and he's trying to take over the underworld of Gotham, and he eventually comes into a fight with
which
with
makes
Batman.
him the hero. Let's be very
Exactly.
clear.
So I don't know if the vote would
clear.
still be the same because
It's
we
a
wouldn't
very
get these Red
interesting.
Hood
It's a very
stories.
interesting concept.
Yeah.
But
It's a redemption thing.
we can all agree that Batman's methods don't work.
Yeah.
About saving Gotham.
Yeah. Which is what I love about, I think it's one of the older ones where he gets all killy again because he realises that.
Yeah, Frank Miller's
It's just a cycle.
Frank Miller's Dark
Frank
Knight,
Miller,
where he
Miller.
fights the Joker and goes, "I should have killed you a long time ago."
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's right.
Yeah.
It's just perpetuating a
endless-
cycle.
And there's a famous line in Under the Red Hood where when he finally reveals to Batman when the Joker's sitting there, the Red Hood kidnaps the Joker. Spoiler alert, sorry, of a story that's about 15 years old.
Don't worry, Michael does spoiler alerts for Gone with the Wind.
There's a famous.
Spoiler alert! He didn't give a damn.
towards the end of the story where the Red Hood kidnaps the Joker and he's got the Joker back at the same warehouse where it all happened. He's got him tied in chains and then Batman comes up and that's when he reveals it's Jason Todd. And Jason Todd says, I can understand why you didn't save me, but why is he, pointing to the Joker, still alive? And I think that comes back to the different methodologies in it. And I agree with what you said, especially with Frank Miller's Dark Knight.
Yeah.
When he said, I agree, when the Joker broke out of Arkham for the 4th time and murdered a whole bunch of people,
At that point, you
Batman
put
should
them
have
down.
killed him.
At that point, you
Bruce
put them
Wayne
in.
should have donated some of his money to increasing Arkham security just a little bit. But I agree. I love the whole Batman not killing thing, but the amount of lives and destruction, and not just killing, and the lives and families the Joker has ruined, he would have been dead a long time ago if it was...
Or you could do the Superman method, just trap them into an impenetrable phantom zone so they can never return.
Yeah, aka Zod, yeah, definitely.
Impenetrable Phantom Zone.
Or
that's
just
the thing.
straight up kill them, like you did with Doomsday or a few other characters he's fought.
But
There's a man who knows how to put when someone needs to be put down. There's a man who knows you've got to do it.
Well, I think
That's what it's all about.
Chris, you had a great point before. It's not okay to kill them, but it's all right to paralyze them, to beat them within an inch of life, to give them brain damage, but it's not okay to kill.
Yeah.
Where do you draw the line? Batman,
It's
if he feels that way, should be, I'm just going to knock you out enough to put you in Arkham. Or I'm going to knock you out to put you in somewhere where you can't do this
And
again.
I think too, and that's where it is, because I think the thing with Batman is that there is it's just like, as Chris said, with Superman knows, and what I love personally about Superman, he is actually one of my favourites, is that he knows when something needs to be put down, there are just those that need to be killed. They just need to be put down.
Well, look at Man of Steel.
You know, there's just no
There was
way.
a massive uproar about him killing Zod.
I don't know
Yeah.
why.
And then they came out with all the times that Superman had killed before.
Yeah,
Exactly. But look at the
He does
damage
it. He kills
from
people.
that fight that was
Yeah.
caused, and they revisit that in Dawn of Justice when you see Bruce Wayne heading to one of his firm. Look at how many people they don't talk about how many civilians died there, and you can't tell me one or two.
Yeah,
It's going to be in the tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands of people died in
And
Metropolis.
Superman, he was about to, I think Superman was just at his breaking point where he's like, I'm not letting anyone else die for this guy because he's not going to stop.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Pete, there was a massive uproar across the comic community, and you know what? I was one of the few people to say I get why he did it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I wouldn't do the same thing if I was in that
And you got
situation.
to remember, one of the most noblest characters of all time
He is.
has no, I'm just saying someone else.
Oh, sorry.
One of the most noblest characters of all time has no problem killing. They just don't talk about it. Captain America.
Yeah.
Captain America kills more people than anyone else. as we've all discussed in those MCU movies, when he throws at children and they hit the people in the face, they're dead.
Yeah,
vibranium.
Those people are not alive.
If vibranium's the most strongest material in the Marvel universe and you get hit in the face with it at a speed of 70, 80 kilometers per
Thrown
hour.
by an enhanced soldier who held the helicopter from taking off.
With his muscles flexing.
Exactly. That guy, even if he's in the chest, your chest cavity will shatter. You're dead.
Like
just because you don't see it.
Like
doesn't mean he's not dead.
Inside
I was watching, is it, the Winter Soldier, he jumps onto that boat, and he like kicks that guy so hard he hits the thing. I'm going, that dude's dead. That guy is just legit. That guy is straight out dead.
If you have no superpowers or anything, you're right. Exactly right.
dead.
How many people has Captain America killed that we just push under the rug?
I
love Captain America, don't get me wrong.
I love Captain America. I really do, but those people are dead. But he's
I don't care if they're bad guys, they're still dead.
But the point is, he's also like a soldier, so soldiers do kill people. You do sort of see that. He's like, but it's really funny to say like, he's good. It's like, they're dead.
He's like the Hulk Hogan of the Marvel universe. Drink your milk and eat your vitamins, but I'm just going to kill a few people.
I'm just going to.
I agree, Jamie, 100%. Like, if someone like Captain America and someone like Superman, who was supposed to be the iconic golden boys of those universes, can do it. And Batman, who's the dark,
Batman's the dark, but has rules around. I don't kill.
Exactly.
And this guy's like, I'm all like, follow me to the light, but kill a few people on the side.
Exactly.
It's fine.
Exactly.
All right, who's up for a little game quiz?
Let's do it.
Chris
game
versus
show.
Mike versus Ryan.
Definitely.
Test your buzzers. Okay, you're all randomly doing it.
Chris,
just so the people know.
Yeah, so we need some organisation.
This is Ryan. This is Chris. And this is Michael.
Yeah.
That sounds like Mario.
That's why I chose it. It's very...
I'm keeping score. Now, these are going to vary from easy to hard.
Let's get the hard ones out of the way.
No. We'll go in order.
Okay.
Hands on the buzzer.
Yep.
What are Batman's parents' names? Oh, we got to move.
That would be Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne.
They share the same name.
Martha!
Martha!
Or can we say Maggie and Negan from The Walking Dead as per Dawn of Justice? There's a tie in there somewhere, I don't know.
Chris will think of one. Ready? What villain once broke Batman's back? Now, you went... Ryan's moo went first, but I saw Chris's finger go down.
There you go, man.
Bane.
You are correct, sir.
Correct, my friend.
I'm watching fingers.
Your punishment must be more severe.
You adopted the darkness.
Someone get me a silver. The next question is...
I love the Bane voice. It's the best Bane voice.
I want to hear him do in the Bane verse that we are Venom.
Oh, Chris can do a pretty good Bane voice. Do it for us. We are Venom. Just
Let me enhance it with a mug.
We are Venom.
Wow.
nice.
Oh, that's
Very
awesome.
Cool. Okay.
I'll remove your
Next question.
wings and you roll down the street like a turd in the wind.
I love it.
All right. Who is credited with creating Batman?
Sorry, say it again.
Who is credited with creating Batman?
Okay, there's two answers to this question. Originally it was just Bob Kane, and recently it's Bob Kane and Bill Finger. Bill Finger's only just started to get the recognition that he deserves.
Oh, okay. Well, then you gave me...
Is there like...
Albert Einstein?
Bob Kane is Batman's creator.
Alright, no. This is an easy one. Now, the next one, I will... You don't have to say the full name.
Okay.
What is the Penguin's real name?
Damn it.
Sorry, guys. Oswald Cobblepot.
I knew that one.
I'm sorry. I'm very competitive. I'm sorry, especially when it comes to Batman.
Fingers ready. Like you can have
My finger is like on my phone right now. Like it is literally...
Ready? What colour was the original Batmobile? Chris.
Blue.
No.
Damn.
Black and red.
I got just red.
We're talking 66.
Like very first beginning.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'm thinking
Black and
Batman
red.
66. I was just thinking 66, but it might have been wrong before that, so I could be wrong.
Look, I'm just going off this trivia question.
But wasn't the very first Batman though? Wasn't the very first Batman the very first Batman black and white though?
It was, yeah, and there was also a radio serial too before that.
I swear his costume was blue.
You could hear the red. No, I
And
said
the Joker was
Batmobile.
so racist.
Damn.
The Joker back then, I think, was it the Joker? He was so racist.
Now you guys,
He was.
you guys have to know this one. Okay. After leaving his place by Batman's side, Dick Grayson took what name?
Nightwing.
Chris got it. Chris got it.
Well done.
Yeah. One of my favorite characters.
Extra points. What was the name of the city he moved to defend when he wanted to get out of Gotham?
Star City.
This is not part of the quiz. This is just.
I don't know that one.
Anyone?
Star City?
No, that's the Green Arrow.
That's Green Arrow, yeah.
Jamie?
No, I don't know.
A city called Bloodhaven.
Bloodhaven.
Which was actually destroyed 5 years later when Nightwing could not stop a terrorist attack. So he returned to Gotham and then San Francisco.
Wow. I don't think we should. I don't want to play. I don't want to play with
Batman
Ryan
expert.
anymore. I don't want to play with Ryan.
I like Mike
This
Stargate expert.
this next one I think is the toughest one on the whole thing.
Okay.
Batman's birthday.
It's in
I just wanted to press my buzzer.
September.
No, it's not.
That's
November.
Batman Day. I'm going to say I don't know.
Like, I think it's only been mentioned once.
His actual birth, I don't know.
It's in March.
February 19th.
Damn.
Oh.
When was it?
February 19th.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything, but my birthday is February the 12th.
You were born in the same month as Batman.
There you go.
Or Batman's fictional birth.
Or Batman is born in the same month as you.
Ooh, I like it.
Nice.
There you go.
Okay.
That one can go to my wife. I was wrong.
Who, fingers ready? Who was working with Batman since his debut?
Alfred.
No.
Damn.
He's a key character. We know him well.
Robin.
No. He's
Jim Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon, yes.
Well done. Well done.
It had to be one of those two.
Yeah.
Commissioner Gordon.
It's alright, Mike.
Barbara Gordon.
If we were doing Warhammer Lord of the Rings stuff, I would have minuses.
Oh, if we were doing Warhammer stuff, I think, yeah.
I wouldn't even be in the room. Catwoman once had a pet tiger. What was its name? This is from the 60s. I'll give you...
Pussy. I don't know.
No. I'll give you a
It was the
hint.
60s.
I'll give you a hint. It's a Disney character.
Raja?
Simba.
It's not a lion. And it was the 60s, so it was before the Lion King, and it was before Aladdin.
Snow White.
No.
Cinderella.
Bagheera.
What the fuck?
That's from
Okay,
Jungle Book.
I'm not going to use it. It's from Peter Pan.
Tinkerbell?
Rufio.
You got it. Rufio. You know what?
Wow.
Ryan got it.
That's my go-to character from...
I was on fire until these last couple
What was the name? What was the name?
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell. Ah.
But it was an obscure one.
I didn't know.
But because Mike shouted one of my favourite childhood characters, I'm going to give him a point anyway.
Yeah!
Put him on the scoreboard.
That's how I roll.
Okay. In the 1989 film, who is Batman's love interest?
Vicky Vale. That's my favourite Batman movie, by the way. So
That's one with the Joker with the big long gun.
Jack Nicholson. Yeah.
I grew up with that movie.
Me too.
I had that movie on VCR and I watched it every weekend.
Me too.
Just that line of the Joker going in the mood.
Yep.
Okay.
Right at the end.
Wow.
Same film. Who recorded several pop songs for it?
Prince.
Oh man! I gotta stop asking questions about this film.
This guy seems to know about this film quite a bit.
Sorry.
Shouldn't have got Peter Vogel in. Okay, now fingers ready because you all know this answer. Fingers ready. You all know this answer. Kiss from a Rose is from which Batman film?
Batman Forever.
I swear you're
As soon as I heard Kiss in the Rose, I thought it's either going to be who sung it, which is Seal, or which movie
on
from.
the back.
Batman Forever.
One of the greatest songs of all time.
Batman Forever is the greatest Batman movie of all time.
Until we watch
I-
it again.
No, we watched it recently, and I stand by
Did you
it.
watch it?
My favourite, Jim Carrey is my Riddler.
Yep.
I don't care how many. And my favourite line is, somebody tell the fat lady she's on in 5 when he's destroying the Batcave.
Yeah.
That's my favourite
I
part.
think we need to watch that.
That's just a fantastic movie. Just
It is.
straight out, just a
Fingers ready.
top quality film.
Harvey Dent is also known as...
I'll give it to one of those guys.
Two-Face.
Yes!
There we
Yay!
go, Michael.
I won a thing.
I feel like I have an unfair advantage, but my competitive nature.
All right,
is
that's like if you had a quest for us for Stargate.
Fingers ready. Can you name the actors who played live-action Batmans in order? In order.
In order, yep.
Go, Ryan.
Adam West,
Yes.
Michael Keaton,
Yes.
Val Kilmer,
Yes.
George Clooney,
Yes.
Christian Bale,
Yes.
and Ben Affleck.
Wow.
Wow. Kudos.
God damn.
I
Like,
could have done that. Just
You win this slightly used.
As much as I hated to say George Clooney, because I really don't think he played Batman. Even though
He played
did
something.
nothing. I just don't want the
Alright.
nipples.
we got one more.
Yep.
And then 2 bonus.
Okay.
I'll give extra
Ooh.
points for the bonus.
Okay.
There's no way I can win, but I don't care.
Well, if you want to be fair, in the bonus ones, I can give 10 points.
So the rest of the game doesn't matter. It's all about the bonus round.
Bonus round. That's the whole.
I don't know.
Alright.
Okay. Question 15. Which... well, if you want to go for it, Michael. Which film features only one villain as an opponent for Batman?
Batman 89.
He got
Jack
it.
Nicholson Joker.
Oh.
The only film I
Current
believe.
scores. Ryan's on 9 points. Mike's on 2 and Chris is on 3.
Woo!
Sorry.
At least you're on the scoreboard.
Oh,
Hey,
wow, I'm on. Wow. I thought that was more of a difference.
I have no points at all. So
Oh, Jamie, you can just give yourself points. Like you just, 100 points to me, whatever.
73 points. All right. Bonus question 1. How many times was Selena Kyle referred to as Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises? Chris.
0.
Well done.
Whoa!
Well done.
Nice.
I was gonna say, I think she was called the Cat once,
So now Chris is in the head.
or something
No,
like that.
no,
But
no.
I thought they were worth 10 points.
No, I'm giving
Did you
2 point answers.
not say they were
I
worth
said
10?
I could.
Because that's what Christopher Nolan was about. Batman, I think, was the only person that was actually called
Batman.
their name.
Yeah,
Everyone
no one
else,
else- no one
except
else.
Bane.
Bane, yeah.
But that's it.
All right. And for 5 points, I'm going to give this last one 5 points.
Mm-hmm.
According to Forbes magazine, how much is Bruce Wayne worth?
4.1 billion.
No.
I think you just pull that figure
Just
out.
pull them out.
Maybe 10 billion.
No.
2.1.
No.
6 billion. 6.1 billion.
5 billion.
Getting close.
I feel like
7 billion.
Right.
Chris got
I think you got me then. If that one's 5,
The sneaky
Well, it might
bonus
be a
round.
tiebreaker.
One with a wild guess.
do you have a tiebreaker question?
No,
James?
I don't. I'm sitting with a mess.
Come on. I need to win.
It is legitimately a tie.
Okay.
Actually, I
then-
think we do need a
Tiebreaker.
tie.
then we have to decide it through the ancient art of
The lightning round.
scissors,
Can
paper,
I
rock.
can I ask a
Take
question?
that.
Can I
Yes,
do a question?
yeah,
go
Go
for
it.
for it. Okay. All right. In the 1989 Batman, when Joker releases gas onto the crowd, what is the gas he used?
The gas he uses.
Yes.
The name that they use in the movie.
Yes.
Isn't it the Joker's gas? I
Jim,
don't
I
think they
wanted
gave
you
him
to-
No, he doesn't even know the answer. Okay, give us another question.
I think it recalled. I think it recalled that he went and had that infomercial and it was like the Joker's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joker's
You
gas.
didn't know the answer.
Well,
New
we
question.
can do another
New question.
question, yeah.
New question. Yeah, Jamie.
I gotta. all
I
right,
do apologise, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay,
I've
you guys
had one
talk.
today.
Make them interesting, and I'll look up another question.
All right, well,
So-
while Jamie's looking
Well,
at
I'll say this question. Let's ask this. So, have you heard the theory that Batman's villains are sort of a representation of himself or
Definitely.
personalities? Then what's Poison Ivy?
I think that might be. Without going into too much detail.
It's like going. It's like
think when we think
these
about
are all my personalities. What's the hot, sexy redhead with poison? Like, what's
Yeah.
the?
Well,
Is that his allergic reaction to women? Is
It
that
could
what
be
you're
because
saying?
think about it.
Yeah.
Batman's relationship, even going
Oh,
into
sure.
the current,
Okay, there we go. You know,
the current
I
comics,
stand corrected.
where he
I
was set
stand
to marry
corrected.
Catwoman.
Yep.
It didn't happen because the theory is if Batman is happy, he is not Batman. That's why and Selena Kyle broke up, spoiler alert for comics for a couple of months ago. Batman and Catwoman were supposed to be married. They brought up this massive issue where the Joker was the best man. He killed people to get in there. And the Joker actually said to Selena Kyle, or to Catwoman, you're taking him away from us. You're taking him away from us. He won't be Batman anymore. And that essentially, she wrote a letter to him and said, I can't be with you because if you're happy, you can't be Batman. And I think when going back to your Poison Ivy question, any woman he gets in a relationship never lasts. So he's kind of sees, if you go off that, women might be evil, hence Poison Ivy, Catwoman. He goes after women that are unattainable because they don't represent what he's all about.
Interesting.
When you think about that. So you're right, it is. And I don't think that's just a Batman thing. I think if you think about it, and they addressed it in the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie, all of Spider-Man's villains as well are reptiles and like they're kind of natural enemies of the spider.
So a magician is a natural enemy of the spider.
Are you talking about Mysterio?
Yeah. So they're all natural enemies.
Magicians. Maybe he's not the right expression. But no, you're right about the Batman villains. They are
a representation. I mean,
Scarecrow, fear.
Fear.
Batman is he wants to put fear into the hearts of the enemies.
But would you say Joker is what he could have been if he was evil, like a direct counterpoint to that? Yeah.
And Jamie pointed out before, there's an amazing series, and I'm not promoting this in any way. It's a fantastic read. It's Batman White Knight. What happens if the Joker was sane and he was cured? And it's an 8-issue miniseries. It's a fantastic read. There's so many stories. Batman and the Joker, I think, have the strongest relationship out of all of his villains.
But let's now talk about the most important thing about Batman whilst Jimmy finds a question.
Yeah.
Batman's Wang.
I thought this was going to come up.
So let's talk about the Batwang.
Batwang, yeah.
So,
first appearance of the
Batwang.
Yeah.
Now you have the comic.
I do.
Have you seen the Batwang?
I have not, because I'm too scared that it might ruin Batman for me.
Why would seeing the Batwang ruin Batman? You think essentially
he likes the mystery.
I do.
Of what's under the cape.
And Batman, what Batman represents to me, it would not only make me feel inadequate, but it will also.
But you already know it's going to make you feel inadequate. I mean, no cartoon artist is going to go, we have to draw Batman's penis. Let's make it tiny.
You know what's funny?
Have you heard the phrase staring into the sun for too long? I just have that worry about it. And that, of course, you're talking about Batman the Damned, which is part of DC's new Black Label.
Yes, the
darker. The Joker is actually dead in that story. So that goes back to what you were saying initially. But no, I haven't. I'm too scared to look at the Batwang.
Alright.
Now I've got a question.
Okay.
But I also had another idea in my head. Like, it would be amazing if I decided to do this earlier. To see how many...
We're still tired. You don't
the
question.
Yeah, no, I've got a question. No, but I had this other idea in my head that you could have this back and forth of naming villains, but they're not... I don't know enough villains to say if they are.
I think there's a really bad one as well. There's really stupid villains as well. Like
there's
like
King
really
Tut
bad ones.
Yeah, there's some really
They all came about from Batman 66 going on for way too long.
Yeah, there was
the
some
last
really
issues, they were running out of ideas.
Interesting piece of trivia. There was actually a guy named Condiment Man.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
There was.
And
He's in the Lego Batman movie, I believe. Yeah, and he had like mustard and ketchup and mayonnaise.
They made reference to like people Googling.
Yeah,
they'll be going home to Google these villains now.
and King Tut. I mean, he was a professor at a university, and a pot plant would fall on his head, and he'd immediately be transported. He was a villain called King Tut, and the only way you could turn him back was to drop another pot plant on his head. Why was he walking in areas where pot plants would just fall on his head in the university?
And why does he have a helmet?
He had something like a braille pad taped to his chin.
Is he aware that if pot plants fall
No,
on his
he's
head?
not. No.
So then that's why.
But then, how many chances? I mean, I'm 36 years old. I've never had a pot plant fall on my head. I've never.
How do you have that many?
Hold on.
How do you have that many that you can then transform into
He
like?
was in at least 5 or 6 episodes. So you think about that, 12 pot plants that have had to sacrifice their life for him to become King Tut and for Batman to bring him back. I mean, that's how ridiculous it got in the last season of Batman 66.
Does it have to be a pot plant though?
It has to be a pot plant. I don't know why. Don't ask me.
So okay,
I don't know if the Flower King or something something, or one of those nurseries had to deal with them. I don't know, but it had to be a pot plant with one single flower.
So Poison Ivy's his greatest arch rival of the King Tut then.
My God, imagine if King Tut and Poison Ivy teamed up. Endless supply of pot plants.
Endless supply of pot plants.
She'd be like, I don't need you, Professor.
Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
But she'd only supply the plants and dirt that go in the pots.
Yeah, what about the pots?
Would that be Clayface?
Clayface.
Yeah. Oh my God. Jeez, we've got a Netflix show.
We've got a dark alliance forming.
Show.
We've got a dark alliance forming here.
Yeah. So Clayface, Poison Ivy, and King Tut.
Clayface gives a little part of it.
No.
Poison Ivy's got a kiln out the backyard.
But King Tut wouldn't know about it, so it would be.
Oh.
So maybe she would lure him in with his how.
Well, maybe he really likes pot plants, so she
Could
lures
have a pot plant
lures
fetish.
him. Yeah.
You never know. You might go to his backyard and it's just filled with. Okay, I think we're going way too much into this.
Right.
But I love it.
Final question of the
Fingers
quiz.
on the buzzer now.
How many pot plants did King Tut know?
Tiebreaker. So
This is the tiebreaker. Okay. Now,
Batman's Wang.
and the question is, what does Chris dream about regularly?
Batman's wang.
No, I'm gonna have to put. You're really gonna have to put this in the episode notes.
What?
On this episode, we talk about Batman's Wang.
Because it's topical. It's topical.
As it's called in America, the Bat Dong.
Yeah, it's topical.
Badong.
It's
Badong.
People have literally bought the comic
Yeah.
specifically
Just
to
that.
see Batman's
Yeah.
Wang.
It's like 50 Shades of Grey for comic book nerds. Seriously.
Yeah. People have literally gone out to buy it.
oh, because there was a comic with his wang.
Yeah, it's called Batman the Damned. Issue 1 came out a couple of weeks ago.
And it's got his Wang in
It's
it.
a
It
new,
should
it's a
be
new
called
darker
Batman
DC
the
label.
Damned.
There's a Superman title coming out soon, but that's another story.
But
Oh,
will
you've
we,
got
now, will we get to
Superman
see Superman's Wang?
Super Dog.
No, I don't know.
Superdog.
Now that Batman Damned has got Batman's Wang,
Cryptodog.
are they going to try and do more? So we're going to see balls as well.
Well, I mean, essentially,
Maybe.
Superman's Wang has to be a lot more impressive than Batman's. I mean, I would
It'll have
imagine.
like an American
I
flag.
would
tattoo
imagine.
on it.
I would just imagine.
But would it be more impressive only because he's in the, our
But here's the
under
question.
the sun, our
Yeah,
sun?
so
The question that we're all saying is, if Batman had a kryptonite ring and put it near there, would it shrink? Think about that, guys. Sorry, anyway.
Obviously.
So you're
That's
saying
a-
Batman's gonna
these
start
four
making
guys should stop talking about
Kryptodons.
Wang.
That's definitely a thought that I
Yeah.
in my head
Moving
right
on.
now.
There's a
Okay.
Netflix show in that as well.
Yeah, I think it's R-rated, but okay. Now I'm not talking about Bruce Wayne here. I'm talking about Batman.
Yep.
Fingers ready.
Yep.
His original name was
The Bat Detective.
Bruce Wayne's
Batman's original title.
Oh,
The Dark Detective.
No,
Damn it.
are you talking about
like first comics that came out, first whatever. Came
was
out.
it the Bat or Bat? It wasn't
Very
Batman.
close.
It was the Bat or the
Almost-
Batman.
That's it. Yeah.
So I knew it was something with the.
Well
played, sir.
Well played, sir.
Ryan wins. I didn't. That was a tiebreaker, so 1 point.
That's
win.
fine.
I decided because you're the guest, I give you 400 points.
And your prize is a donut
Oh,
of your choice from the
We have donuts on the table.
right here.
lovely.
There we go.
There we go.
That was
Yep.
that was
That
cool.
was a we need to do.
That was brutal. That was
Brutal
tense.
quiz.
That was so
Like,
tense. That quiz.
I thought I was prepared with bonus questions, but then I needed a bonus question.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have
Yes.
enough questions.
You threw me because I thought, hold on, and you did say it's not Bruce Wayne. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he was always known as Bruce Wayne, but then
No, like Batman side of it.
yeah.
It was,
Batman.
it was really hard to find a.
I'm surprised you didn't have a question about his first appearance in there.
Well, I thought it was. I wanted to avoid the cliches.
Yeah, true. Everyone knows.
Because
his
everyone's
first
like,
appearance,
when
yeah.
did Batman debut?
Yeah.
I've only ever seen one copy of Detective Comics 27
Yeah.
behind glass plate, and I tell you
oh,
what,
so that was his very first.
Batman. Yeah, Detective Comics 27.
I had a brilliant idea come to me.
Mm-hmm.
On a few episodes, we've had Chris defend villains.
Yep.
Do you want to offer up a villain, Ryan, for Chris to defend?
So to
Batman.
say what there's rationale,
No, like so
behind.
you give him a villain and he defends him to make him
Like lawyer stuff.
Make him a hero.
Well, yeah, well,
Or just defends him like he's
Defends him.
standing in court.
yeah.
Oh, like we were
kinda.
talking. Okay, does it have to be a Batman villain? I think it would be.
Topical.
Just-
It'd
I
be
mean-
topical.
I mean, yeah. The easy one would be Bane, but it's
But you're going to
I
make
guess-
hard for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Look, I think, that's a very good question. It's going to make me think, because you got to think that, and I heard this. This is not me. I'm stealing this from somewhere, but there's a phrase that even the villains think that they're the heroes of their story.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of the villains, why when I've listened to the podcast in the past, you are able to
fairly comfortably. Like
Yeah.
a good villain can be comfortably defended, and that's just the nature of being written well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Like a bad villain, people are going, well, I can't defend him because he's just evil because that's just who he is evil. That's a bad villain. That's just a poorly written villain. A good villain thinks they're the hero in their
Well,
mind.
then Batman has several, like Bane, Ra's al Ghul,
Yeah, they're all
all
heroes.
these ones, and I guess an easy choice for me would be the Joker because he's just insane. But then you've got that relationship that he has with Batman that he's always said it's like the Harry Potter Voldemort, that one can't live without the other. And this is a very, very hard question because so many of Batman's villains are justified.
Good. Yeah, have
Bane
has
thinks he's trying to save people of Gotham by doing what he does.
What do you think would be the most humorous for Christopher?
King Tut.
King
No.
Tut.
Well, someone like Clayface, for example. So, do you know much about
Clayface?
Clayface's
a
background?
little bit.
So
See, I don't know
he was a-
enough
he was
Do you
about
know
him.
enough to defend him?
Not enough to defend
So
him.
he was basically he was an actor. He was an actor named Basil Carlo, I believe. That was a Broadway actor, and but he wasn't a very good actor.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the Mysterio thing, where Mysterio is a stuntman, an effects man, but he's just not a very good one. Falls into evil. I can't remember Clayface's exact origin, but once he was turned into Clayface. Okay, no, I'll give you one. Killer Croc.
Killer Croc.
He's been in the games. He's been in some of the animated movies. I honestly can't think. I know the backstory to Killer Croc, and he was a bad guy before he became Killer Croc.
All right, well, okay, let's talk about Killer Croc here.
Okay.
All right.
Take the seat.
So, one thing we should first of all argue is he still a human at this point? Because this is the crux of the issue. Can animals truly be evil? Animals within the nature act upon their own instinct. They don't have the concept of morality. So when you look at Killer Croc, he is now basically more crocodile than man. So you can't really argue that he's doing evil. You could argue that
I'd have to disagree.
there is no such thing as an evil animal. There's animals that would kill to do things. So the argument you'd say is, would your classification of him still be as a human? I would argue no, because I think you could genetically argue from a genetic standpoint when you do say lab tests on him, you take swabs, there'd be more crocodile DNA in him or reptilian DNA than say human. It'd be a very from a defensive standpoint. One, you could easily defend him by him saying, yeah, it's a crocodile. When a crocodile comes out of the bayou and bites someone, do we say do we say that crocodile is evil? No, the crocodile is just living by nature. The crocodile is just acting from a nature standpoint.
I agree with what you're saying. It's hard with Killer Croc because he does exhibit some of those features, but only generally and from the comic standpoint where he's been altered. So he was a career criminal called Waylon Jones who developed a skin problem.
Yep.
And it just took over and gave him that reptilian look. Now there are times in the comics where he will still commit bank robberies. He won't just kill people. He'll be a bodyguard for Poison Ivy or Catwoman or something. He was in the Suicide Squad for a little while. Obviously not just from the movies, in the comics.
Yeah.
So I agree with what you're saying about the whole animal thing, but I don't think that the crocodile side has taken over.
The question you'd argue then from that point is, if a crime boss hires, buys and trains guard dogs to defend him, would those guard dogs go to prison? No. Killer Croc, same thing.
Why do they keep putting him in Arkham then? I get what you're saying.
They keep putting arguments because they don't know how to
But
classify
does
him.
a dog go out on its own when they need money and rob banks? So
If he was taught how to do that, I would imagine, yes.
I think this is
they would fall back onto their training. And Killer Croc, whilst he might have been human, when he does wrong, they really should just put him back in like an alligator enclosure or zoo.
I think it gets, and I suppose the lizard from Spider-Man would be a different situation, but I consider the lizard two separate people. you've got Dr. Kirk Connors who injects a serum into him.
Yeah.
And then
He
becomes
becomes the lizard, but then he
Yeah.
becomes human again, whereas Waylon Jones has a skin condition, which turns him... I know, it sounds like eczema, which I have, but I'm not Killer Croc as well, I'll tell you that. But he has a condition that has caused him to look like this, and he's retreated away from humanity because of the cruelty of humans.
Well, there's several defense points right there that you could easily argue. Apart from Texas, they don't lock up the insane or execute them.
I think that's... You know what? I'm going to have to agree. I think there's been lots of different incarnations. There's been incarnations where he's been taken over by Poison Ivy or by Ra's al Ghul, and he has gone full crocodile.
You say
Full
Killer
crocodile.
Croc, and then all I think of is Leatherhead from Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I guess, look, I agree. I agree. It just depends.
He didn't do much in that Suicide Squad movie,
Not
did
really.
he? Kind of just stood around.
He threw a couple of
He
people
stood around
around.
and went, oh, yeah, I was getting
Or what was his famous line? Like, I look good, or something like that. Like
I forget.
in the bar scene.
Well,
when
he
they were
was
all in the
completely
bar, but-
forgettable then as a character.
Yeah, look, he wasn't. I think he was just one of those characters where they've just put him in. Hey, we need another person. This is an easy CGI or makeup character. Let's get
Just
him
like
in
the
there.
guy they needed to show that the blowing up heads actually worked.
Yeah,
Noose or whatever. I can't even remember his name.
Hookshot or something. I don't know.
Slipknot.
yeah.
He was named Slipknot. Yeah.
Yeah, they
to
just
be honest
need.
with me, he's never really done much in the comics.
Yeah,
either,
we
so-
need someone to die so they can show that these devices work.
Yeah.
Let's put this guy in.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But no, that's good.
but I digress.
I can see where I like this because I'm getting different views on how we think. That's cool.
Well, we've got about 5 minutes left until we run out of time. So, is there any final bat thoughts?
I have no final bad thoughts apart from I still stand by my statement of he was slightly overrated as a. I mean, I think the reason why a lot of people latch onto him over other heroes is because they think in their little mind, I could be Batman.
Exactly.
And that's why so many people go and to the news agency and buy lotto tickets.
Yeah, because they think
Because they all want to be Batman.
Yeah.
But you can't be Batman. It's been proven.
Look,
Time,
I don't think.
I love that meme.
See, I think.
No, you're wrong.
I reckon. I think Batman's not really overrated. I think he deserves the praise that he gets because he is yes, he's a billionaire whose superpower is money, but he's also the thing is Batman displays a level of leadership, and he's very much. And what I like about Batman is that he's very much a strategist.
Yeah.
He's a leader. He thinks, he sees a problem and he fixes it. He, when you read any Justice League comic, he always has 3 or 4 contingency plans.
His
for
backups
any
have
outcome.
backups. Yeah.
He even knows the strengths and weaknesses of each person in his command, and then has ways to deal with them if they go rogue.
He does.
So, and it's to me,
But I'm not sure if that's a
leader.
good leader though. That just sounds like a psychopath.
Well, he's prepared.
It's more of a dictator than an actual leader. It's like going, you're
No, he
all
doesn't-
work for me, but if you betray me, I have
No,
enough
But I
power
think
to
that's
do
why
it.
he's
don't
never
think he
actually
holds-
been a leader of the Justice League because of that.
But the thing is though, he doesn't actually hold that over them though. He doesn't hold it
He doesn't hold it over them,
Superman.
but he knows all their weaknesses and how to kill them.
Yeah, I
and
would.
there's so many
If I had
iterations of
superheroes.
comic books, movies where the villains find out about the contingency plans and steal them from Batman, and then go on and try to take out the Justice League, and then there's a lot of looking at Batman going, oh, so you had a piece of kryptonite, did you? It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. I stand by my.
Yeah, fair enough.
I still like him. Look, he's,
No, no,
he's one of the first.
He to me, he's a crucial member of the Justice League.
Yeah.
If they think that Wonder Woman, Shazam, and Aquaman make a really good, strong base for their new Justice League without Batman and Superman, they are out of their damn minds.
I agree.
I'm sorry if they go, oh, you think it's true. They go, oh, Wonder Woman, Shazam, people like that. Aquaman might be good, and then they go, oh, that's their Harley Quinn, and I feel that that's the Justice League. No, sorry, no.
Yeah.
No.
You have to have the
You
Trinity.
have to have the
core.
Trinity.
The
Have
Trinity.
to have them. Yeah.
And that's I agree with that. You can't have a Justice League. Just like you can't have a Justice League without Wonder Woman.
Oh,
without
yeah.
Superman and
So
without Batman.
it's different with the Avengers. There's been multiple
Yeah.
incarnations of the Avengers where there's been multiple heroes, but you still it's the best Avengers is still the one where it's Captain America,
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
It's Thor. That's the Avenger core.
True.
Yeah, but it's and the same thing with this. The Trinity has to be in the Justice League's plans, or else it's just not. There is no point of having the Justice League without the Trinity.
Yeah. I agree.
Yes.
I concur. And on that note,
Doctor Who still sucks.
I'm still organising that.
Doctor Who
time.
sucks.
Yeah.
Chris likes to say that every episode.
Yes, he does.
Well, thanks for coming along, Ryan.
No worries.
I mean, Batman.
Thanks for having me.
Have you? Ryan.
Or Killer Croc. I'm not sure now. Not sure now. Not sure.
It's been
Well,
a pleasure.
this is the Three Nerd Migos signing out.
Peace.